Hello student, welcome to my class Python language. Today we'll understand the Python language. So let's begin with the first topic, that is introduction to Python. Actually Python was introduced by Guido van Rossum. Okay, this is actually high level language which is object oriented programming language and highly interpreted and case sensitive language. So this is Guido van Rossum, which has created the Python language, okay, on a special TV serial, that is Python. Okay, it was now named after the dangerous snake. He has a pet, that is snake. On the basis of that particular name, he has named this language as the Python. So in nowadays, the largest community for the learner collaboration, that is open source also. So now, why is Python so popular? So popularity of the Python is due to its simplicity. Okay, so here in earlier time of programming language, learning other languages are too boring and too difficult to understand their syntaxes and their commands, while Python learning is very easy. Syntax are very extremely easy and simple to read and follow. So that's why millions of the happy learners are there in the world who learn the Python language. Now, unique features of the Python. So there are some features of Python. So first one, simple language, easy to learn. As I explained just now, a Python is simple to understand, easy to learn it. Okay, as we are talking, as we are writing the mathematics, as you are doing the maths, same way we are doing the language. Number two, free and open source. The Python language actually freely available anywhere in websites. We do not need to purchase the software. Okay, the code, whatever the developer or the programmer or learner can be learned from the online also, and then we can use this particular language without any cost. Next one thing, portability. This perform the concept of aura, that is write once, run anywhere. So it do not require machine dependent code. It automatically accept the number of the machines, I am to say laptop, desktop, computer, etc., and then we can write anywhere. Fourth point, extensible and embeddable. So in this particular point, this language, I mean to say Python, allow us to more extensible libraries. Okay, by that we can use the any kind of portability of the languages. For example, we can convert, I mean to say code in a Java also, like JSON, and other compatibility is also possible, which is embeddable. Next point, that is sixth point, large standard libraries. Yes, Python allows us large standard libraries also, by which we can perform more difficult tasks with easy steps, functions, and without having any detail or depth knowledge of the languages. Okay, Python says you will do the higher logic development for the program or software. Next one part, fifth point, high level and interpreted language. Okay, so this language also support the high level languages, which is highly interpreted language, which directly convert the code or syntax, whatever we have written in the Python language, to the machine level language. There is no intermediate, so that is object code or another executable code or byte code. The next one thing, 7 point, that is very good, that is object oriented. Yes, we can create the realistic applications through this features, which is object oriented language, which is most popular, okay, like Java. And at last, we can easily master in Python also. Now, why should you learn Python? So actually Python is a general purpose, highly interpreted language which support the wide range of applications. So here there are three applications I am to say available here: the web development, mathematical computation, and graphical user interface. So first one, web development. In web development, we have tool, I am to say technique, that is the Django, Bottle. In mathematical computation, NumPy, SymPy. In graphical user interface, we can create the games, tic-tac-toe or another one else. So this is Pygame and then Panda 3D. So the length of the code is really short in the Python language, by which you can do the program. Even the tic-tac-toe program contain only 500 lines to complete that particular code. So there are 4 reasons to choose the Python language. So what are these reasons? So first, language should be Python. Why? The first reason is that we can fetch any number of region for you. The first one thing, simple and elegant text. So you can see that a equals to 2, b equals to 3, sum a plus b. Here is print, which print the command. I am to say take the print out, and sum. So you can see it is simply looks like a mathematical, I am to say maths solving problem. Okay, so it is simple command. You can see it can be easily understood by any learner also. So programming Python is fun. It is easy to understand and write the code. So as I told you, it is very easy. So learner can easily understand it and do the work easily. That's why it is most popular, and it should be first language for the user. The second reason, we can fetch any number of the region for you. The next one is not overly restrict. Okay, so Python no need any kind of semicolon like C program, Java program. Okay, there are number of time we need to put the semicolon, curly braces. Okay, so here we do not need to use the such type of overhead problems. So no need to define any type of variable in Python. In Java, C++, we need to define variable also along with its data type. So here we do not require that. And also no semicolon at the end of statement. And Python enforces you to follow the good practice like proper indentation. So now student, we have to understand indentation. Indentation actually decide a block, okay, in which we are going to write the code. So every code has their block, maybe block inside block also. So the indentation. Next one reason, expressive of the languages. Okay, so you can see that Python less than 3. So here that means a simple mathematical comparison we can understand. It is really expressive. So Python allow you to write program having greater functionality with fewer lines of code. So student, less amount of the code we have to type to understand it, and it is really easy to write and understand. Next one thing, you will imagine while you are using this particular Python once you learn the basics. Okay, so basics of the particular Python is really short and easy. You can easily be mastered in a particular Python languages. Now fourth particular reason, so that tells you why you have to choose Python language, because of the community. Okay, here is great community to support in the online. So Python has large supporting community to solve your problem anytime, any day. Next one thing, how to install and run a Python. So there are 6 simple steps to install Python. So first step, you have to go to official website of Python, that is python.org, and download Python 3.6 or 3.8, whatever the update version, and then double click on that file and follow the instruction to install it. So first, when Python install, a program will open that is known as IDLE, that is integrated development environment, but it is written as IDLE. Okay, so it is also installed along with it and provide the graphical user interface to work with Python. So when you install this particular software, it is termed as IDLE, that is integrated development environment. It provides you the graphical user interface also to type the code. Okay, so graphical user interface, that means you can create the file, you can use the mouse, okay, and you can simply use cursor as like the notepad. I am to say while you are using the notepad, so same thing you have to do. So to create a file in an IDLE, go to file, new window, and or you can press Ctrl N. Okay, and then after that write a Python code and save it with Ctrl S with .py extension. So what is py extension? Every file has extension after the file name in computer. So here is .py extension tells the computer which type of file we are saving it. Okay, so now after that we have to go to run module. Okay, and then after that shortcut is F5 button, that should be in keyboard function 5 button, and you can see the output. So student, we are going to do the practically. So to do that, I have already installed the Python in my computer, which is 2.7. So we have to click on start, type Python. Okay, so you can see student, there are two type of interface, I'm to say option available here. That is first one thing, ideally GUI, that is graphical user interface. After clicking it, it will open this type of interface in front of you. Okay, this is known as shell or interactive mode. Okay, so now we have to click on file and press new file or Ctrl N, and you can simply type here your code. For example, print hello Python users, and then after that you have to press run button and then press F5 directly. It will ask you to save the file, press OK and put the file name here. Suppose that my file or Python 1. Okay, so here student, you can see this is ideally it automatically add the file extension .py automatically. If you want, you can use by yourself .py, save it, and after that you can see that output has come hello Python user. So we have done the same thing. Now development environment. Okay, it means to say in integrated development environment. So there are number of the integrated development environment available in websites, so which are as follow. So first one thing, that is PyDev on Eclipse, next PyCharm, then Notepad++, Bluefish, Komodo IDE and Vim. So these are actually provides you the different type of features, I'm going to say code, to make the user easy to type the code also. Okay, so in this particular lesson we are going to understand through the normal IDE only. Okay, so here this is IDE. So there are two different mode of that, interactive mode, in which we do not need to write print. Okay, suppose that if I'm going to print hello, so it will directly print hello only. Okay, suppose that 5 minus 2, so output will be 3. So you can see in this particular shell mode or interactive mode, okay, you do not need to use what I'm going to say use the print keyword. You can use the print also, but do not necessary to use the print. Okay, but the one problem with this particular IDE, I'm going to say shell mode or interactive mode, okay, that the whatever the value you will save inside that, it will never save for further use. Okay, while you are using this particular new file mode, I want to say this particular script mode, this is known as script mode, and where is shell mode or interactive mode. In script mode, suppose that I have saved the file. Okay, as you know, I have just saved the file just before, so we can open that file also, and whatever my work, it will be complete. So here, as I remember, my work is Python 1. Okay, so this is my work, that is further I can use it for further because it is saved in my hard disk. Whereas in script mode, I am to say it is in shell mode or interactive mode, whatever the work I will perform, it will never save in a computer. So these are two type of modes. And now we need to understand what is compiling and interpretation. So compiling and interpreting, so you can see the first figure here, the compilation, execute and output. So Python actually directly interpret into the machine instruction. So you can see that like Java, C++, whatever the source code means the code whatever we are typing for the program. Okay, so in this Java case, hello.java is a code where the code may be exist. Okay, and after compilation it will turn in by2 code, okay, that is executable hello.class, and then output will be generated by the system. Whereas in a Python, whatever the source code, it will directly interpret it and comes, I'm say, gives you output. So Python is fast, easy to understand, helpful. Okay, so we are going to perform the hello world program. So simply you have to start the Python again. In GUI mode it will open, that is shell mode. Okay, and then go to file and you have to click new file. Okay, so here I will print simple program for the student, that is hello world. Okay student, and now I have to press F5 button directly, and I will use the Python as 2. I do not need to use use the .py while the time typing of the name. It will directly done by ideally. Save it, and now you can see output has come. Okay, now next one thing, Python character set. So next topic we'll understand what is character set. So character set are simple alphabets like ABCD, capital ABCD. Okay, but with an exception, the computer programming is single digit like 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it is also a character like special character like dollar, percentage, plus, minus, etc. It is considered as character set. Okay, which can be converted into in single code. So first of all, we have to understand what is token. A token, actually a lexical unit of a program, is known as token. Okay, as I explained the same thing, print, round bracket open and close are also termed as token because it is smallest unit of a program that can be understood by language or the interpreter. Okay, so what are these content we can type in this particular thing? The first one thing, as character set, numbers which can be 0 to 9 or maybe in the combination of that. The second, alphabets, alphabet small a to small z or capital A to capital Z. Symbols, that is dollar, percentage, ZOR and asterisk also. Variable, white space and keywords. So let's understand one by one them. So as you know, numbers, alphabet and symbol are easy to understand. You can easily write the definition and we can easily understand that. And now we understand what is variable. So variable is namespace of the memory that can be store a value. Okay, actually variable is arbitrary name given to the computer to store something. Something means a literal or value. Okay, actually it is specify the memory location or label the memory location. Okay, so what is the use of that? Compute expression results, store the result into a variable and use the variable later in programs. Okay, so whatever the variable we are using, it is store the data, I'm to say value, for further use in a program. Okay, to use it in a task also. Now assignment statement. So how to store a value in a variable? So store a value into variable. Syntax, it means to say grammar. What is syntax? Grammar of the language is known as syntax. So syntax means a particular template you can understand. So name equals to value. So example, x equals to 5. Here is x is variable name. Okay, and 5 is a value, I am to say literal. Same as the another example, GPA equals to 3.14. So 3.14 is a literal, I am to say value, and it is stored to GPA. GPA is a variable. So variable is that given a value that can be used in expression. So what is expression now? So x plus 4 is 9. So here you can say x is 5 and plus 4 will be definitely 9. So in the place of direct number, I am to say value, we can use the variable also. So now what are the naming rule of the variable? Okay, so variable naming rule. So first the name should be case sensitive. Okay, whatever case sensitive, the case sensitive means capital A and small a are different for the Python language. That means case sensitive language. Okay, we cannot start with a number. a variable cannot start with a number like a1, a2, b, whatever. Okay, they contain letters, numbers and underscore. So variable can contain the letters, number and underscore. The valid example are Bob, that is capital Bob, that is Bob, underscore Bob, underscore 2, underscore Bob, underscore 2 Bob and Bob. So there are some reserve words. So as I mentioned here, so what are reserve words? We will explain it later. So these are some reserve words: and, asset, break, class, continue, def, del, elif, x, okay, else, except, okay. So these are all keywords. So naming conventions. So there are 3 recommendations for naming conventions. It means to say, whenever you are naming a variable, okay, you need to have the few things in your mind to make the program well, and this is good quality for the good programmer. So first of all thing, join lower, okay, that means to say 2 words. If there are 2 words in a particular variable name, okay, these both should be in a lowercase, that is small letters. They may be function, method and attributes. Okay, join lower or caps for the constant. Okay, constant means the value which never going to be changed. For example, value of pi. So here should be variable name pi, which is should be all in capital, equals to 3.14. okay, and certainly caps for classes. Okay, so attribute interface, internal, private also. Now assignment. How to perform the assignment? I am to say storing a value to the variable. So while we are building a variable in a Python, okay, that means setting a name to hold the reference or some object. So student, one thing I will tell you, object and variable are same thing in a Python. Okay, what about the reference? Reference actually memory location of the computer, okay, memory, which can be stored by a particular variable. So here assignment create reference, not the copies. So make sure that one thing, and remember this is student. So whenever we are going to assign some value to the variable, it store the reference, not the copy of that. So how it possible? So x equals to 3. So here you can see that 3 assigned to x. That doesn't mean value 3 is going to store to x, whereas the 3 is stored memory location actually assigned to variable x. So Python uses reference semantics. It means to say automatically. Okay. So Python determine the type of the reference automatically based on the data assigned to it. So there are number of data, that is types of the values like numbers, okay, characters, etc, etc. We will discuss in later. Now we can understand what is white spaces. Actually white space is meaningful in Python, okay, especially indentation and placement of new lines. Okay, so use new line to end the line code, that is slash, while we are going to the next line or prematurely. So white space actually those character which never going to print in output, but they will show you the effect of that particular character. Okay, for example, new line, horizontal gap, vertical gap, etc. And now the next one thing, no braces. Okay, braces means curly braces open and close to mark the block of code. So use consist indentation instead of that. So indentation means a particular space in which the block are going to be designed, okay, which normally followed by colon and then enter. It will slightly have the gap from the edge of the programming page. Colon starts a new block. It means to say intent or many construct. The function defines then clause. Now we have to understand what are reserved word or keywords. Sometimes keywords also known as reserved words. So there are one or more restriction on identifier names, as I explained earlier time. So identifier, I am to say variable name do not contain the identifier name. Okay. And the Python language reserves small set of keywords that designate a special language of functionality. No object, here you can see, no object can have the same name as reserved word. That means no variable or no identifier can have the same name as a reserved words. So what are the keyword actually essentially words for the programming languages that has the own meaning and purpose for the language. So here are 33 reserved words are as follow: false, def, if, raise, none, del, import, return, true, elif, int, try, and else, is, while, with, lambda, except, as, assert, finally, non-local, yield, not, or, pass, for, from, global, break, class, continue. So these are 33 keywords which never take the part as a variable. Identifier, literal and delimiters. A Python identifier is a name used to identify a variable. Okay, so first of all, I will explain what is variable. It is name given to the computer to store the value. So what is now identifiers? Identifier actually also a name that is used to identify a variable. For example, a variable a stored 10, okay, or it stored the reference of value 10. That means it is a type of number. So we are getting the type of this particular a variable that termed as identifier. Okay, so the particular can be variable, function, class, module, or other object. So identifier starts with a letter, that is a to z or small a to z, and underscore also, followed by 0 or more letters, underscores digits also. Okay, so example, a equals to 10 and b equals to some student name. So first thing is number, the second one thing something like known as string. And now a literal. What is a literal? Actually it is a value, okay, stored by a variable or identifier. Okay, so you can see that some of the literal are string literal, like hello, okay, 1 2 3 4 5 within single quote. So this is termed as string. Delimiters. What is delimiters? Delimiter actually sequence of one or more characters to use specify the boundary between the separator. Okay, so actually delimiter provide the limit, I mean to say define the limitation of a particular statement. It used to separate the statement, maybe compound statement or single statement or argument list in a function. Okay, so it is actually known as delimiter. Example, comma character, okay, indent character, semicolon, or single quote open, single quote close, double quote open, double quote close, comma, etc. Now Python operators. So arithmetic, there are number of the operators are there. So basically there are two type of operator, unary and binary. So in the term of binary operators, so first thing, that is arithmetic operator. We can perform the common math operation easily by using arithmetic operator, that is first plus addition, for example x plus y. Second one thing, subtraction, that is x minus y. Then asterisk, that is known as multiplication, that is x into y. Division, that is slash, divide the x divided by y. Modulus, it should be this symbol. Okay, so modulus x modulus by y. Exponent, okay, that means x to the raise y. Okay, and floor division, x double slash by y. So student, let's do it practically in Python. Okay, so I am performing this particular operation in shell mode, in interactive mode. So suppose that I have two variable, x equals to 10 and y equals to 20. or z equals to 3. Okay student, so first of all I will perform the addition. So x plus y, it will return me 30 because x contain 10 and y contain 20, so output will be 30. And next one thing, subtraction, x minus y. So here will be minus 10 because x is 10 and 10 y is 20, so it will be minus 10. Then after that, multiplication. So we will perform the multiplication between x and z. So x star asterisk z, it will be 30. Okay. Then after that, division. So y divide by z, so it will be 6 because here is y is 20 and z is 3. Okay, so it will be 3.5. okay, so that will be always show you the quotient part. Now to get the remainder part of that, next one thing, modulus. You can see that modulus, it will always calculate the remainder part. So here is y divide by, I mean to say modulus by z, so it will be 2. Okay, and then after that, floor division. So floor division, y divide by z, it will be also 6 because floor division will show you only the content that is up before decimal. Next one thing, assignment operator. So assignment operator, we can see the example. Here is equal, that is x equals to 5, which is same as x equals to 5. Here is plus equals to, which is same as x plus 3, okay, which is x equals to x plus 3. So let us do it practically now, students. So I'm going to close it and then I'm going to open it again. So in shell mode, I'm going to say in interactive mode, I will perform the same operation. Here is x equals to 5. So I will assign x equals to 5. So what will the x? 5. Then next one thing, x plus equals to 3, which is same as x plus equals to 3. So let's see what will the output, 8, because x is 5 and plus 3 will be 8. So what will the final value is 8. So you can see that x equals to x plus 3. Here is x equals to 5, then plus 3, 8. So 8 will be stored to x, and if you will print the x, it will perform, I mean it will print the 8. Next one thing, minus equals to, it means to say x minus equals to 3, it will termed as x equals to x minus 3. So let's see. So I will close this first. So here x minus equals to 3. So now x will be definitely again 5 because we have what thing? Subtract the element from there. Then x star to x minus, sorry, asterisk equals to 3. So it will be again 3 into 5, whatever, it will come 15. Then after that, ampersand, shift left, everything you can do it practically now. Now comparison operator. So comparison operator actually used to compare two different value easily. Okay, so first one thing, double equal to, that means equity operator or equal operator. So whether it will check whether the x and y are same or not. It will return the answer either in true or false. So what are the true and false? True and false are binary value of the programming language. I mean to say it is known as binary value, that is true or false, where one return true or 0 as a false. So let's do the same practical again. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to create a two variable like x equals to 10 and y equals to 20 and z equals to again 10. So what we are going to do, we are going to check whether is x equals to y. In our case we are going to check x double equals to y, so it will be answering false because x is 10, y is 20, whereas x double equals to z, it will be true because x and z are having same value, that is 10. Now not equal, so here x not equals to y, so that time it is asking is x not equals to y, so that will be true, whereas x not equals to z, it will be false. Okay, that means is x not equals to z, it means false. The next one thing, greater than sign, x lesser, I am saying greater than sign y, it will be false because x is 10 and y is 20. So x greater than z, so it is also false because x and z are same. In the place of that we can use y greater than, I will show you the code here student. Again Python, so here I will show you x equals to 10, y equals to also 10. So here z equals to 30. So if z equals to greater than x, so it will be true, z greater than y, true, x greater than y, false. And after that, greater than or equals to, it means to say either it will be greater or equals to. So we will do it practically. So here x greater or equals to what thing, y, so here will be true, y it has come true. You can see x is 10, y is 10, x not greater than y, but it is equals to. So first it will check the logic, to say this operator whether it is greater or comparison operator. After that it will check the equality. Same thing, less equals to, so we are going to check x less or equals to y, so it will be also true because x is not lesser than y, but it is equals to y. Now logical operator. So what is logical operator? Actually logical operator combine the two conditional statement at least. For example, there are three operator and or not. Here is and, return true if both statements are true. Here x lesser than 5 and x lesser than 10, so both are true, so it will return true. Or return true if one of the statement is true. Suppose that here is x equals to 5 or x equals to 4. So if one of them is true, then it will become true, or both are true, then it will come true. Only one case is that it will come first, I am to say false, when both condition are false. Not reverse the result, return the false if result true. Okay, so it will result always in a inverse, I am to say reverse way. If the condition is false, then it will provide you answer in true. If condition is true, then it will answer provide you in false. Okay, so let's see. So here we are going to add two logical operators. Okay, for example, we can separate them by round bracket. X is greater than z. Okay, and here again round bracket open close. We do not need to put the space between them, but we can if you want for clarity. Here is x double equals to y. So there are two condition I am say logical operator I have combined through the this one thing AND operator. Okay, so here you can see that AND operator should contain both of them should be true. So here is x is greater than z, it is false because x is 10 and z is 30. Okay, and here is x is y, x and y are same. Same thing will be here in a case of OR. So x greater than z, or x double equals to y, so it will be always true. Okay, and not condition, so not, okay, so what are the not condition says? If it is completely false. Okay, so here x and 5, okay, lesser than 10, so it will always false, because x if 5, then 5 is lesser than 10. Can you see that? If we say x is 5, okay, and x lesser than 10, okay, so it will be just oppose that, it meant to say reverse that. Same way, x that is 10 and x is lesser than, or sorry, greater than 20, so it will be also false. Now come to the next operator, that is identity operator. Actually it is compare the object, not to check if the equal, but it is if they are same object. Okay, we have just understand this equality operator, I am to say equal operator, this is different from that. Actually it is compare the objects, okay, understand, not to check whether they are equal or not. So is and is not are two different identity operator. Suppose that it return true if both variable are the same object, x is y, so it will return true. If it is not, return the true both variable are not same, f is not y. Okay, so now